Hi, this is Geoff Courtnall. Watch us on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Hi, I'm Russ Courtnall. Please join us on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
The mayor of C-Town, Ryan Hayes, and his big name guest.
From the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. I'm from Van City, grew up in Vancouver. Way back when we was taking taxis, not Ubers. We was being young, living life to the fullest. Doing dumb things, thinking we was the coolest. Doing us, having fun on a day-to-day. All we thought about was partying and getting laid. Grew up, sold drugs, I was getting paid. I let my hair grow long and I was getting braids. Yeah, and then I cut it all off. I was hustling cause that's how I was brought up. I was deep in the streets, I was getting caught up. Thank God RCMP never caught up. Thank you, Lord. And I still got a clean record. 20 years later, still killing these records. Yeah, ain't a damn thing changed. Vancouver, BC, where I learned the game. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. Yeah, now I'm all grown up, man, I'm 36. Now I'm a grown man in this bitch. Life's a bitch and I swear I've been through some shit. And I'm still steady hustling and getting it. Only difference is now everything is legal. Living positive, I learned how to fight the evil. I cried when I lost my little brother. Even though he gone forever, he will never be forgotten. Nah, and he's still on my mind. Now it's 2023 and I'm still on the grind. Yeah, I'm still trying to get mine. Thanking God every day, thankful I'm alive. Yeah, I thank God I survived and I made it from the bottom where it's hard to live life. Yeah, my love for God never changed. Vancouver, BC's where I learned to pray. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me.
Scan the code and follow.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Geoff, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. We've actually crossed paths a few times over the years, Canucks alumni games and UBC.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder, so.
That's awesome.
Love that picture you got in the background too, the McLean.
I'm in the Canucks dressing room.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
Both born in Duncan. What was childhood like for you growing up?
Oh, it was great. I mean, we lived in Lake Cowichan until I was 6, and then we moved to Victoria. And, I think that there was great opportunities there for sport. Soccer, baseball, hockey, and we were lucky to grow up in a family that we had great guidance, great parents that supported us, and I think that's probably the reason we were successful.
Okay. Russ, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, we had a great childhood. We played a lot of sports, played soccer in the morning, got dressed in my hockey gear in the back of my dad's car on the way to hockey on the weekends. Geoff and I, we did this thing with our dad when we were really young, called Father and Son on Saturday mornings. So we'd skate with some older kids and my dad from probably 5:30 in the morning till 7. Geoff probably knows the time better than me, but it was dark out when we left the house. And so we did that almost every Saturday in the wintertime. And then we'd play sports after that. And a lot of baseball, a lot of soccer, track and field. our parents, if they didn't coach, our mom was working the concession stand, PTA, a lot of volunteering from our parents, and so we had great role models growing up.
Okay. I forgot to mention my name's Ryan, by the way.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, all right. And you guys both played for Victoria Cougars. What was that like, and how were your days back then, do you remember?
Yeah, I think, well, I started playing junior B, then I played Cowichan Capitals 1 year, then I got called up to the Cougars, played there for 2.5 years. The last year I played overage with, what happened was I was going to go to UBC and play on the hockey team when I was 20. And then at the last minute, Victoria traded for Russ's rights. And I came back, played overage. We played together. And I think that we probably, I helped Russ get drafted first, in 7th overall to Toronto, and Russ helped me get a contract. At Christmas time, I could have signed pretty well with any team in the NHL and signed with Boston.
That's just it. You had 92 points in 1 year and then 114 the following year for Victoria. And how do you not get drafted after seasons like that?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I got called up towards the end of the season, my first year in Victoria, and we went to the Memorial Cup, and I think everyone on the team got drafted but me. And then the next year I didn't get drafted again. So, for whatever reason, it worked out okay for me.
Okay. And
yeah,
Russ?
and I was playing midget hockey at Notre Dame in Saskatchewan in Wilcox, and I was getting a lot of college teams interested in me. And my rights, I was with Medicine Hat, and I'd been to the training camp the summer before, and Notre Dame was really, Barry McKenzie was my coach, and he really wanted me to go to college. So I told Medicine Hat that I was probably going to go to college. So they traded me to Calgary. Calgary called me, and I said, the only way I'll play in the WHL is if I played my hometown, and I'd have a chance to play with my brother Geoff, but play in my hometown. And they traded me, and we had the Canadian Championships Air Canada Cup in Victoria that year, and so Dave Andrews was the coach of the Victoria Cougars, and he did a great job recruiting me and convinced me to turn down the scholarships and come to play in the WHL. And Geoff and I ended up I made the team. Geoff was already on the team, and we played together, and it was just natural. We'd never played together because he's 3 years older than me. So every time I moved up at division, he moved up. So we never grew up playing on the same team, and except maybe our first year in pups, my first year in pups. But it was just fantastic because anybody who came near me, Geoff would beat the crap out of them. So gave me a lot of room, and I think Geoff is bang on. He helped me get drafted 7th overall to Toronto, and I think I helped him get noticed by Boston because of the way he played. He totally changed his game to a more physical game. And he started it. I think Boston came out to watch me, and they ended up signing Geoff.
Sweet, that's a good story. I was going to ask you where you were draft day when you got drafted 7th overall to Toronto in '83.
I was in Montreal, so I flew out there with my agent. Brought in all his potential first-round draft picks. So there was about 5 of us. We flew into Toronto, took a train to Montreal. Spent a few days in Montreal, and it was just unreal and a dream come true for any Canadian kid or any kid who plays hockey, but especially for me growing up in Victoria and watching Toronto. Our dad was a big fan of the Maple Leafs, and so to get drafted to Toronto was just a dream come true.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes. Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.
I will forever be from the street to the V, where I learn to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. I'm from Van City, grew up in Vancouver. Way back when we was taking taxis, not Ubers. We was being young, living life to the fullest. Doing dumb things, thinking we was the coolest. Doing us, having fun on a day-to-day.